Okay, so my process. What does that mean? What is my process? First off, my name is John, also known as that franchise guy, and thank you for taking a couple of minutes to check this out. Um, if you decide to look into franchising, you're going to hear the word process a lot because the whole reason you should be considering a franchise is for their processes and their systems that are duplicatable, that have been successful in other places for other people that you can plug into and be successful as well. So I do the same thing with my process, which is how do I help you in the world of franchising and find a fit or find a franchise that matches you and sets you up for success. I've created a process around it. It's fairly simple, and the best part is there's no cost to you. I work much like an executive recruiter. I represent 500 plus franchises around the U.S. Um, and they pay me a referral or a placement fee if we do something together. So I come from the place of how can I help you find what's best for you, and I do that knowing a good portion of you, actually a lot of you who are watching this will never even call me or set up a meeting, and that's okay. Um, a lot of you will, and ultimately decide franchising isn't for you. That perhaps staying in your job or finding another job, or perhaps another franchise or another business that I don't help you with is your best option. I celebrate that, and it may sound odd because I don't get paid for that, but I come from a place of if I help you find what's best for you and that path and what's next, and maybe I help you avoid a three or $400,000 mistake, or I help you find a business that makes you three, four, 500,000 a year. Either way, I sleep well at night knowing that I've helped somebody. Um, I have a lot of people who have sent me referrals who did not buy a franchise themselves, but felt good enough about my process and about who I am and how I help them that they referred people to me. And that to me says more than I could say on this video. And their testimonials are on my LinkedIn page if you don't believe me. So what is that process? Number one, doesn't cost anything. We covered that. That's a big obstacle. We want to get that out of the way. There's no consulting fee. Um, but it's really fairly simple. I need to get to know you. So typically we're going to spend 30 to 45 minutes together. I'm going to ask you some questions. Obviously, we'll talk about my background. I want you to be comfortable with me. We're going to talk about my story. How did I get into franchising? How did a guy like me get successful with multiple franchise businesses? And really how you can do it too. And so in order to help you, I have to be able to walk in your shoes. So I need to understand, what is your background? What experiences have you had that got you to where you are today? What's your motivation? Why do you really want to change whatever your life and career experiences have been? Why do you want to change this path and add a franchise into the mix? And go so forth and so on. I mean, obviously, I need to know your finances, both in terms of what you have and what you need to make. I need to know, your skills and your values as a person and as a business operator. And we've got an assessment that we use to help with that. But a lot of the questions and a lot of the understanding of what makes you tick happen in our interaction together. So I do have a questionnaire that I use too. Some people prefer that. Sometimes we just do it in interview style. But number one, step one is get to know you. Sometimes it's one call, sometimes it's two together. The next step then is compiling this information that I've gathered and creating a profile out of it for you. I screen that against the 500 plus franchises in our portfolio. I'm going to come up with usually 15 or 20 matches in your city that I know are available in that market. And then I will verify that that territory exists. It's not taken by somebody else. Franchises do have restricted territories typically, and you can't go where somebody else is. So I'm going to make sure that's there. Then I'm going to select, I think, the best, 6 to 10, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, somewhere in there. And we'll go through them together. That's a manageable amount that I think we can absorb in a 45 to a minute to an hour presentation where we go through them together. The goal there is to identify one or two that resonate with you, that you go, yeah, John, you hit the mark with this one. Let's learn more. Um, Now the fun really starts because we've identified one or two that captured your imagination. You could maybe see yourself doing, and now we need to really drill down. So together, um, you, if you've got partners, if you got a spouse, whoever's involved, when I say you, and me, will work together with the franchise directly and really drill down on. I mean, it starts with an overview, what the brand's all about, what the culture, what the history of the company, what the product or service is, how they make money, how they find customers. What would you do every day as a franchisee? What would you do every day as a successful franchisee? Those aren't always the same. And then and then you decide at the end of that presentation, usually it's about 30 minutes, do you want to continue and learn more about this brand? We've taken it from what I introduced to you, what you've seen on the internet, on their website, to having a real direct conversation with a representative. You should know enough now. Is this something that you really want to, do the homework on? Because they're going to expect you to be engaged on a weekly or so basis, with a weekly call, weekly meeting. They're going to have 4 to 6 steps that are going to involve getting to know their brand, getting to know their people, having conversations with their franchisees, reviewing their financial documents, the dreaded disclosure document that puts everybody to sleep. I coach you through all that too. I'm here to hold your hand, mentor you through that process, ask the right questions, make sure you end up on a brand that will set you up for success. And if all that goes well, typically a franchise will have you to their location for what they call a discovery day or a meet the team day. Some have gone virtual. A good majority probably still have you come visit, just because that face-to-face interaction for somebody that's going to be a partner for usually 10 years or more is important. Don't mean to scare you away with that 10 years. You can certainly build a business and sell it within a shorter amount of time. The franchise agreement itself is 10 years, and that's fairly typical. So that's the process. I'm here to help. I've got tons of resources to help guide you through this, not the least of which is the paperback that I wrote. You can find it on Amazon in the first edition. I've got a second edition that I can send you in a PDF that's updated and fixed a few of the typos. And I would love to just have a 15-minute conversation with you and see if I can shed some light on this mysterious thing called franchising, and if we're a fit to work together. If you think so, if you think maybe we are, if you're looking at this on the website, there's a form, just fill it out. If you're on LinkedIn, message me or whatnot, and let's set up a conversation to get acquainted. I appreciate your time and look forward to meeting you.